You know, there are times where I don't want to be right about a certain company or a game or something like that, because when I'm right about some of these things, people end up losing money or getting kind of gypped out of what they originally wanted. And unfortunately, it looks like that SFANS situation. Remember how we talked about this a while ago? It was a little smaller on YouTube. Found out that they were using the same board as C-Force. It was like they're both using the same board, and I couldn't figure out who was correct at the time because it was SwitchCon and SFANS, and I still don't really agree with it, but it didn't really matter because it was funded, so it got funded, and I figured, it'll work out. People will get their item, this little SFANS dock thing. People will get their C-Force because SwitchCon ended up being C-Force, the original creators of the board and the dongle and everything, and life will move on. Well, C-Force delivered on their end. They delivered to their backers without too much issue from what I can tell. They even started shipping them out before they received the funds. SFANS, however, is a different story, and today we're going to take a look at their Indiegogo page and what's really transpired here, because at this point, all of the work that YouTubers and press did about this product right here, it's pretty much been thrown out the window and is completely moot at this point. I mean, the argument Blunty and I were having a while ago is pretty much isn't relevant anymore, because this item, it doesn't exist anymore. So this is the SFANS front page here, the home page, if you will, for their Indiegogo. They've raised over $125,000 at this point, and you can see right there, tons of people have their, they have at this point put everybody's review there on the front. It still looks exactly like this dock, even though that's not at all what they're selling anymore, which we'll get into towards the end, the big reveal, if you will. That's not the case. They're not advertising at all what they have here. Now, I alluded to this before on Twitter. C-Force did reach out to me originally. They sent me a message at the end of August asking if I wanted to review their C-Force dock, and in which case I said I already reviewed it when I looked at the SFANS one, sent them pictures of it, and they were shocked that it was the same board, because remember, no one really took pictures of it, no one really opened it up. I did. I took a look at it and took pictures. C-Force wasn't very happy, though, I will say that. And they kept in contact with me recently. Mostly getting, I sent them an email again, because before I kind of parted ways with them saying, I'm sorry, I guess go make a bunch of noise about it and see what you can do from there. I'm not a law expert. I don't know. But they went off on their own. They finished their campaign, and they have now moved on to kind of evolving this dongle into newer and better things at this point, because they apparently delivered their product to everybody who backed them, minus some defective units that they were, I guess, working to replace. But overall, the backers there, completely contrasting story from the backers here on the SFANS site. So let's go down here, and we're going to go into the updates. They have updated a little while now, and that's kind of where the whole story of the SFANS unfolds here. So let's go down to when they first had this funded. It ended, and they funded it. Now, they had even a stretch goal, which was interesting, of $120,000, which I guess they hit, but I never saw them do their stretch goal, which was like a neon red and blue colored SFANS dock. Anyway. The first one they posted was August 7th of 2017, where they said our project has been successfully completed. Thank you for your consistent support, and it's your support that makes SFANS real and awesome. Thank you so much. We're so excited. Our product can be loved and supported by so many backers. Your support makes us believe our design is meaningful. Our design can truly improve your life. Thanks. They say they're based out of New York. They are a Chinese company. They're just using, I guess, New York because that's where they're going to ship from, I guess, when it gets here. A lot of times when you ship from China, it ends up going into, I guess, like a port in New York or something. Whenever I order stuff from like Alibaba or anything like that, it always ends up in New York and then it comes to me. So maybe that's why I don't know. Anyway, they give us a timeline here at the bottom. Early August 2017, mold making, backer info, middle of August 2017, mass production, and then the end of August, they will start shipping these items out. Great. Sounds good to me. Let's get it going. And then the next update from there, almost, like 3 weeks later, is essentially, dear backers, huge sorry. We meet some problems now, and the production and shipment may be delay. So again, they're a Chinese-based company, and I assume they're running this through some kind of translation that's very loose. Anyway, Their excuse here essentially is that they had no idea it takes 15 business days after campaign to receive the funds from Indiegogo, and they admit that they don't have the money to start production of what looks to be at least 1,600 SFANS adapters. I assume they had enough for us YouTubers to get these ones, and that was about it. Or they bought the boards, like I said, and then made the molds. They're just ordering the boards from, I guess, C-Force, whoever makes them. I don't know. But at that point, they say, look, we can't do this now, but we have to wait to get the money. At that point, I figure, okay, they're gonna be behind 3 weeks. Sure, that, you know what, it's you're risking your money, so there will be, you know, speed bumps along the way. I get that. And then we go up to September 25th. That is the next update. So almost a full month, almost a month later. They go through a very long setup here explaining what happened. They said the supplier said, we broke the contract as we hadn't paid them in time and refused to cooperate with us again. That seems a little odd. I don't know how much I believe that, especially when you're waiving what I assume is like, you know, $40,000 or something in their face to build these things. I don't think they would just turn you right away, but according to them, that's the case. Now, I'm not really sure what everything was going on behind the scenes because, as I pretty much confirmed with C-Force, this appeared to be C-Force's board completely. They even read the firmware chips and USB chips off to me, digit by digit. So this was back in August, so I already knew. I didn't really care because it was funded, like I said, and they were shipping these things out, I assumed. So me saying anything about it would make no sense. People were going to get them and be happy. Not the case, though, like I said. So I don't know if something went on in the background where after I sent the pictures to C-Force, I don't know if they realized that this was taking away from their business and they decided to cut it, or I don't know. I have no idea. The bottom line is that something happened in the background and they cannot get these done right now. So what they say they want to do is they hit us with a new timeline, right? At the bottom here, end of September, they're going to finish mold optimizing. According to them, they have found new suppliers, new people who are going to build these for them. They have over 1,500 supporters, so they have the money at this point. The money's been transferred to them. And what they're going to do at this time is, end of September, they're going to finish mold optimizing and small trail production, finish production assembly October 20th. So the 1st to the 7th, they say, is China National Holiday and factories will stop working. That's fine. That makes sense to me. Then the 22nd of October, they really start shipping. Okay, fine. And then they mention up here that people are asking them for refunds. Again, it's crowdfunding. Things are going to happen. I get why some people are a little like antsy. Maybe they think they jumped on the wrong side because, C-Force over there is delivering theirs pretty quickly and you're not. So I can kind of understand what they're talking about, but here's what they say about that. They say some supporters said they waited too long time and wanted to refund. We don't know what's the proper way to answer your request. We managed our production according to our Indiegogo order number, and we have purchased the parts according to the Indiegogo order number. Your SFANS is being produced right now. In this case, we cannot refund you. So what they're saying is we can't refund you because we are producing your SFANS right now. I'm sorry we can't do it because the money's tied up in production, but here's the thing, because the money's tied up, this is being produced currently. So don't worry about it. It's on the way. Okay, you know what? Fine, you're producing the item. Okay, we'll wait. When you say October 22nd, you're going to start really shipping. Sounds good. This was delivered September 25th. And then take a guess what day they decide to update everyone. If you said October 23rd, a day after the 22nd, which was when they're supposed to start shipping, you'd be correct. In fact, they updated everybody with something that it really made backers angry. If you don't believe me, go take a look at their comments section because this is where things got nasty. So, October 23rd. Dear backers, recently many backers remind us to start shipping as of October 22nd is coming and ask for a shipping update. Those pesky backers wanting to know when the SFANS that they ordered is being shipped 2 months later. How could they be? They're just going to bother us over and over again about this. How insane is that? Anyway, it's all your support. Make us keep making SFANS better for a long time. Nyko released its Switch dock half a month before, and we have researched the customer feedback from Amazon. Okay, so they're now researching the Nyko dock, and we also have researched many other Switch dock adapter on Amazon, and we found that customer not only need an adapter, but they also want a dock for the Switch. Our team discussed and decided to redesign SFANS to add the dock function to SFANS. Finally, we get a new SFANS look like the pic below. Yeah, that one definitely got run through a translator. So here you go. They essentially took the SFANS dock that people were really excited for. Remember, there was a big deal about you don't need a dock now. You just plug this in, you set your switch down, and you're good. I remember it was kind of a big deal that you didn't need it, and this also worked because it was a cable, worked for other things as well. I think it was like the S8 it worked for, the MacBook it worked for, a lot of things, right? It wasn't just like, this is just a switch thing. It works for a lot of stuff. And they then present this other device saying, oh, look, no more creepy cable. Here's your dock. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. I don't think this has the same ports, which might be a turnoff for some because this one has 2 USB 3 on the side, 2 USB Type-C on the side, and then, of course, HDMI and power. So this appears to have more ports than what they're showing now. Here's the other issue I have. This is just a rendering, and they're in the prototype stage. That means that they have this product available now. They would have to take the prototype stage back to concept stage because this is just a rendering. After talking to SFANS, it takes like 20 to basically 3 to 4 weeks. They said about 20 days for them because they pretty much have it down pat. The tooling part where they actually build it and make sure it works and everything can take 3 to 4 weeks. And they want to have this thing shipping at the end of November, and they're updating them with this October 23rd, and they have issues with production. But here's the interesting thing. They have now taken a device, one that they have done this huge crowdsourcing with, had a ton of YouTubers cover it, and it's no one's fault on YouTube. I covered it too, because the idea was, well, we're helping these people figure out if it's worth backing an unknown Indiegogo page, right? Something like this. And that's really the thing that they had over SFANS, is that they jumped into the YouTube race sooner. Like if SFANS had done what they did here, right? SFANS probably would have raised more money. SFANS did not raise $100,000. SFANS raised over $125,000. So there was a big difference there. That was the big thing that SFANS said to me that they were not happy about, was that they kickstarted and then they Indiegogo against their Kickstarter, and they pulled more money away from them with their board, according to them. Now, again, they actually produced paperwork to their own backers that, you know, they are SFANS and this is their design. So I guess what happened here was SFANS could not keep getting that board for some reason. Maybe because, I don't know, SFANS moved on to a different design and they're not really into that board or design anymore. They have moved on to a different dongle. I'm not sure. But here we are now with a different product. And my favorite part about this, by the way, is that they cite Nyko's Amazon sales, right? Or their reviews. They were like, well, Nyko had these Amazon reviews and we looked at that feedback and we said, okay, I mean, they specifically point out Nyko's dock. I looked at the reviews, and if we go by October 23rd or so when they posted that update, there's only 2 reviews. One's a 1-star and the other one's a 4-star. So they essentially changed their entire thing based on the Nyko product, the dock that is questionable at best with some of the Amazon reviews, all based on 2 Amazon reviews. One's a 1-star even. So what I think happened here was, and I like to give SFANS the benefit of the doubt because I don't know them. I don't really know what happened here. They stopped responding to my emails, so I can only tell you that much. But what I think happened here was SFANS got in over their head. I don't think any of this is malicious. I really don't. I think they got in over their head, and whoever was producing these, whether it was SFANS or a factory that was associated with SFANS or something like that, dropped out. They didn't want to produce these for them because somebody was mad, or who knows, right? Who knows what goes on in the background with some of this stuff. The point is, they promised their backers one thing, and they're delivering another after all of this campaigning, after getting YouTubers and social media people. They even had Digital Foundry and Engadget covering this thing. So they had a lot of big name people, and a lot of views came from that. I know Blunties, for example, got like 85,000 views. The Wolf Den had a 200-something thousand views. So it wasn't like these were like little videos. These were big videos. And now SFANS has made everyone really mad. Everybody is asking for refunds. Some people like the redesign, and that's fair. You're allowed to. I get it. But it's more the principle of the thing. Taking your money, promising you one thing, changing it completely. I can't tell you the same ports are on there. I really can't. It doesn't appear to. And that is kind of an issue, right? Maybe you wanted 2 USB-C ports on one side and 2 USB 3 ports on the other. So it's a shame for everyone involved. I guess I'm sorry if you backed it and you're expecting one thing and you get another. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments, how this whole thing has transpired. It's all SFANS' fault at this point. It's no YouTuber's fault who covered or anything. I covered it. Blunty covered it. Wolfden covered it. Digital Foundry, everybody, Nintendo Life, we all covered it because, well, the product was real. It's real. It exists. I guess they just couldn't get 1,500 of them made when it was time to actually get it made and after taking people's money. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. The whole situation has turned into a massive joke. SFANS just really dropped the ball here, and they've disappointed a ton of people. And bottom line is they took a lot of money from people, and they have not delivered yet. My real fear here is they never deliver them. We get to the end of November, and they come to people again with another timeline, and then another timeline. I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I will revisit this page at the end of November. Or I guess a lot of people will send me emails, because believe it or not, the only reason I came back to this page is because I probably got 10 to 20 emails telling me about what happened from different people because they saw my original video. Maybe they went on YouTube and started searching for SFANS or something, and my video popped up about what I thought of the company at the time. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I will revisit this. I may not make a video. Maybe I'll post something on Twitter, so make sure to follow me on there. But it's a shame to see how this turned out. And I guess just my feeling about them as a company was correct. I don't know. It's a shame. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.